Hi, everyone. I'm Coach Jukwesa Dean, and today on Safe Space Conversations, we will be talking all about surviving leadership roles as a woman. After coaching women for well over 20 years, I've noticed that there are so many commonalities that we share, even though we believe that all of our experiences are isolated to just us. On the show, I've been sharing some of the commonalities that we have in common as women. One is that we put everyone and everything ahead of ourselves. And when we get overwhelmed, overworked, and tired, it often leads to depletion, which can lead to resentment and living life in overwhelm. Another commonality that we share is that we often have to work too much harder than our male counterparts to be elevated to senior leadership and executive positions in the companies that we work for and in our careers. Now, today, during our conversation, I will be referring to my notes because I want to make sure that you get tremendous value for taking 30 minutes out of your day to have this conversation with me. So, if you see me look down or look around, it's really because I want to make sure to give you tremendous value in exchange for your time. If anything at all resonates with you today, please let me know. Share in the comment field, and let's deepen the conversation with your thoughts and your feedback about today's topic. So let's just go ahead and get started. Today, we are talking about 5 ways to survive and thrive as a woman in leadership. If you are a woman in leadership, let me know. Say, hey, I'm leading in the comments so that I know who you are and can celebrate your accomplishments with you. Now, many women face challenges in the workplace, both visible and invisible. And according to a survey that was done, and I like to bring these surveys to add some meat to our conversation, but this survey was conducted by Leading.org and McKinsey and Company. According to this survey, women remain largely underrepresented at all levels of corporate leadership, with women of color facing even a wider gap. Consequently, women often find themselves struggling to maintain their confidence and authority while competing with male workers who may be more experienced or have higher positions. However, women are beginning to make their presence felt in the boardroom as never before. We're no longer being silent. Sheryl Sandberg's groundbreaking book, Lean In Women, Work, and the Will to Lead, has become an absolute must read for women looking to gain recognition in the workplace and beyond. In today's conversation, we will be exploring together 5 ways that women can survive and thrive in leadership roles. Are you ready for today's conversation? I certainly hope you are. Hi, Neela. Thank you so much for being here. Hi, Billy. Yes, I am a woman. Hear me roar. Girl, I felt that all in my soul. So let's get started with the number one thing that we can do as women to have our presence felt more. Women often feel hesitant to speak up during meetings or share their ideas for fear of being overshadowed by their male colleagues. So today, I'm advocating for you to speak up and share your ideas. It is essential that women begin to be heard and to be taken seriously. A good way to start this is by contributing your unique perspective at every single opportunity because you are the only one of you. Your thoughts, your ideas, your creativity have your stamp on it. And so it is your uniqueness that adds value to every conversation. Even if you are shy about what somebody else would think, because let's just be real, there is this question that we often have in our minds when we are about to do something great or share something valuable. We ask, what would other people think? And today I want to challenge that. And I want to shift the script on that particular question and ask you to instead say, what I am about to share is valuable and everyone in this room needs to hear it. By doing this, you will demonstrate that you're confident, you're knowledgeable, and you'll also be encouraging other women to do the same. People do what they see. And if we want to be a great role model for other women, we have to set the right example. And so, for example, if you are in a meeting discussing the best way to market a product, don't just sit there and listen to what everyone has to say. Make sure that everyone know that you have useful ideas as well. I want to take this conversation about sharing your ideas just a little bit further by asking you, what was it that silenced your voice? I can tell you that for me, my voice was silent because I grew up hearing that little girls are to be seen and not heard. Did you hear those words as you were growing up as well? At so many opportunities and occasions, I remember being told that little girls are to be seen, not heard, to go and sit in the corner, to be quiet. And so, growing up, I often swallowed my opinions. As a matter of fact, as a child growing up in a Caribbean household, your opinions really didn't matter. And if you wanted to get a backlash, you would do what adults call speaking back. So you learn the art of being silenced. And I want to share with you today that you are too brilliant, that your ideas are too valuable, that your voice is too important for it to continue to be silenced. And so, point number one is to speak up and share your ideas because little girls grow up to be women, and women are to be seen, they are to be heard, they are to be respected, and they are to be valued. And so we have to set the example. The second thing I'd like to encourage us as women to do that is going to help other women thrive in leadership is to amplify the voices of other women. The women's empowerment movement has long been focused on women supporting women. And this too is one of those things that have just become cliche. This, however, is a concept that is so needed in the workplace. We need women supporting other women in the workplace. Whenever a woman speaks up or contributes an idea, take time to make note of it. Let her know that you heard her. Let her know that her idea was appreciated and publicly support it and her for contributing to the success of the organization or contributing from her unique perspective. By doing this, you will also help to ensure that women are heard and taken seriously, while also creating the opportunity for women to be seen as leaders in their own right. You can practice this amplification by recognizing women's contributions in meetings and taking the time to thank them. Attaching their name to an example by saying thank you to Quessa for that idea on streamlining our operations. Or you can encourage other women to speak up, even if they're not sure what others might think. Because as you sit in your boardroom, as you sit in your meeting, please be aware of the fact that many women are sitting there thinking about what other people will think if they contribute. Provide them with a safe space and prompts for them to contribute and listen to their unique opinion and validate them with encouragement. LinkedIn is a wonderful place to do this. As a matter of fact, one of my LinkedIn community members, Neela, I think she's actually on this live today, does a great job of amplifying the voices of other people. As she reads posts on LinkedIn, she would often share them with her community and encourage other people to read and to learn from what has been shared. Absolutely, Dr. Renshaw. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that others won't feel insecure around you. And that is the quote from Nelson Mandela. We need to speak up. We need to speak out in rooms and virtually demonstrate our value. What a valuable contribution to this conversation today, Dr. Renshaw. And we do need to serve others by demonstrating what we see and what we hear. When we as women can serve other women by making sure that they know that we see them, that we hear them, and we find their content valuable, we will therefore be giving a safe space for other women to do the same. So, the first thing that we have to do is to speak up and share our ideas. The second thing that we should do is amplify the voices of other women. The third thing that we should do is seek out mentors and sponsorship. And I'm going to take this conversation just a little bit personal because I remember as a 26-year-old woman wanting to change the trajectory of my life and not knowing how to do it. One of the things that we are so rooted in the Black culture is this thing of feeling ashamed for getting help. So we would try to do something and we would do it the same way over and over and over again because our pride and our ego would hold us back from one, asking for help, and two, from wanting other people to know the type of situation that we're in. As a Black woman at the age of 26, this thinking actually led me to my bathroom floor with a bottle of tablets and a gallon of juice ready to tap out on life because I knew that I was tired of the pain. I was tired of doing the same thing over and over and over again without getting a different result. But I was too prideful and egotistical to ask for help. One of the biggest challenges women in leadership feel is being isolated in their quest for advancement. One of the biggest challenges women face is being isolated. And many women will often share, people generally will share that leadership is a lonely road. And it doesn't have to be lonely if only we would support and encourage other women. Thankfully, though, women can find support in unexpected places. As a result of wanting to change the trajectory of my life, I had to make a decision: take the tablets and drink the juice and tap out on life, or find the resources that could help me change my decisions. And the third, this advice that I want to give you today is the third one is to seek out mentors and sponsors because mentors are filled with resources, information, experience that only time can provide. Mentors provide us with their experiences, their failures, their successes. And as a result of hearing the failures of our mentors, we know what not to do. As a result of hearing the successes of our mentors, we know what to repeat so that we too can get more success and results in our lives. But that is the value of having a mentor in your life. We get the benefit of learning from someone 10, 20, 30, or even 50 years ahead of us. Mentors, though, won't often come to us, as was the case with me when I was 26 years of age. It was, there's a quote that says, when the student is ready, the mentor appears. And in my case, that's what happened. A business executive approached me and asked to mentor me. And I almost said no. Again, pride and ego. But I said yes. And that yes was one of the more defining yeses of my life because it was through that mentorship that I learned who I was, who I wanted to be, the characteristics that would make me who I am today, how to create the roadmap for my life, what I wanted to achieve and do in life, and the steps to get there. Mentors don't always come to us. So, as women who are in leadership, it's important for us to reach out to other women leaders and ask for their support and for their help. If they say no, that's okay, sis. Celebrate yourself for reaching out and asking. But if they say yes, it's a game changer for you because their experience is so invaluable. And when we are striving for success in a male dominated field, we need the advice. We need the support of other women leaders who have been there and done that. So seek out a mentor who can provide advice, knowledge, and encouragement throughout your career. It is also important for you to seek help from other women to gain visibility and access to opportunities you may not be able to get to on your own. That's why networking is super important. Networking allows you to enter rooms without even being there because your mentors, your coaches, the women that support you who are in those rooms will make room for you in those rooms. But it is important that these relationships are mutually supportive and mutually beneficial. As someone who is being mentored, it is important to have a teachable spirit, to have an attitude of gratitude, to listen to your mentors, and to act on the advice that your mentors are providing for you. Now, I'm not saying that you have to do every single thing that your mentor encourages you to do, but you should take action on some of what they share with you so that they know that you're listening and that you're acting. So, point one was to speak up and share your ideas. Point two was to amplify the voices of other women. Point three, seek out mentors and sponsors. The fourth point that I'm going to share with you is to work on your confidence. Confidence is the single most important characteristic trait that will help you achieve success in life. Confidence is attractive. Everybody wants to be around a confident person. Now, there is a thin line between confidence and egotistical. So, you want to make sure that you're checking your ego even while you are the expert in any given field. Being confident means that you know your stuff, you're willing to share your stuff, and that you have a bright light that you want to share in the world. But it doesn't make you more important than anyone else. Women should focus on building their confidence in the workplace and believing in their own capabilities. Let me repeat that. Women must focus on building their confidence in the workplace and believing in their own capabilities. When you believe in yourself, it shows. This is so much better than relying on the opinions of other people and the cheerleading from other people. Because when we are relying on other people to be our cheerleaders because we're not our own, when they give us attention, when they congratulate us, when they recognize us and support us, we feel happy. And when they don't, we're on this emotional roller coaster because we're trying to figure out why aren't they paying attention? What didn't they see? But if you are confident in your abilities and you know you rocked that meeting, you know you were able to stand up against to your male peers, you knew that you were providing value, you could pat yourself on the back and cheerlead for yourself. And if nobody else does it, you are still confident in your abilities. This means that you must take certain risks, that you must be assertive and not shy away from difficult conversations. Many of us like to have the peace. We want to hold the peace, but conflict is a part of life. And a confident woman knows that there are times when there'll be difficult conversations and they can step up to the plate without bashing anyone, speak their truth, and hold their own. By doing this, other women will see that difficult situations can be handled respectably and that women are indeed capable of making important decisions without the help of others. Some ways to boost your confidence are to create a personal development plan. John C. Maxwell, the world's leadership guru, says that if you are not growing, you're getting stale. So you want to make sure that you are on a constant journey of self development. This could be reading books, this could be reading magazines, this could be watching documentaries. It's just about keeping your mind sharp. So you want to make sure that you're creating a personal development plan. You want to make sure that you're setting clear goals and objectives. No shaky goals here. You want to make sure that those goals are rooted and anchored to something that is beyond 1 year. And so our goals should stretch 5 and 10 years, and everything that we do leading up to those 10 years should be focused on achieving those goals. Thirdly, we should focus on our accomplishments rather than on our setbacks. Because come on now, you know it and you believe it. We are our hardest critics. And so that means that we tear ourselves apart. Today, I want to encourage you to work on your confidence by patting yourself on the back and celebrating your accomplishments rather than looking at what you didn't do well with a fine tooth comb. Celebrate when you speak up. Celebrate rather than criticize. And finally, as it relates to building your confidence, be mindful of how you represent yourself. You show people who you are by what you say, how you show up, how you act. People see you versus hear you. And so it's important that you represent yourself and present yourself well, very well. And so stand up firm, hold your shoulders up, no slouching. Hold your shoulders up. Boost your confidence by walking around with a smile and shining your light brightly. So let's recap those 4 things before we go on to our fifth and final point for today. The first thing is to speak up and share your ideas. The second thing is to amplify the voices of other women. The third thing is to seek out mentors and sponsors. The fourth thing is to work on your confidence. And the fifth and final thing is to be open to learning. It's been impressed upon me during the year 2023 to continue to remind every single person that listens to my voice that we live on average 60 to 70 years. And if we do, that means that life is a journey. And as we journey through life, one of the most important things we can do as women is to be open to learn new skills and new strategies to stay competitive in the workplace. Things change quickly, and change is something that's often resisted. However, change is one of the constant things in life. And there are a variety of resources available that women can avail themselves to, such as books, podcasts, seminars, you name it. We have the opportunity to continue to level up our skills because it takes at minimum 10,000 hours to become of practice to become an expert at something. So we must continually work our craft and stay competitive by up leveling our skills. Women should make it a priority to connect with other women who have had success in their respective fields and learn from them. As women continue to lead in industries, these 5 tips can help women survive, but I dare say even thrive in male dominated environments. By speaking up and sharing your ideas, by seeking out mentors and sponsors, by amplifying the voices of other women and encouraging them to work on their confidence and to stay on a journey of growth and development, women can achieve their goals and make a lasting impact in their chosen fields. With the right skills and the right attitudes, hear me right, the right skills and the right attitudes, because skills alone will be insufficient to take you to the pinnacle of success in your chosen career field. Those skills must be combined with the wills and the attitude so that you can become powerful and successful in any career that you choose. If we can get more women to incorporate these 5 tips, we can create more balance in the boardroom and break through what is often referred to as the glass ceilings And in some cases, in the Black community, concrete ceilings, like my good friend here on LinkedIn, Shanika McIver, referred to the other day. As I wrap up my conversation today, I want to just say that as women continue to contribute to and play a larger role in corporate leadership positions, it is essential for them to remember these tips to survive and thrive. We need to make sure that we support one another so that women's voices no longer can be overlooked. And so our contributions can be recognized as valuable assets to the companies that we work for. And in this way, we can make an impact in male dominated industries and lead the way for future generations of women leaders. And as you listen to my commentary today, what is your top tip for surviving in leadership as a woman? And which of the 5 tips that I shared resonated most with you? Dr. Renshaw, thank you so much for your feedback. I'm reading your and sharing your how you're deepening this conversation. As women, we need to remain open to mentoring and supporting others. We need support to gain advice. We need support to gain knowledge, advice, and confidence to say yes to the journey that we may not have planned, but is waiting for us. Often, mentors are key to crafting a future that we may not have considered. Mentors and sponsors are key to building our confidence and creating goals and development plans intended to create our narrative of success. Dr. Rancher continues by saying that we should represent who we are, represent who you know yourself to be, and focus on accomplishments. Celebrate all that you did, all that you are, and bring this to every engagement. Dr. Rancher says that these reminders are essential so that we women leaders are not only surviving, but that we thrive. I want to just thank you for participating today, for being here and contributing to this conversation. Thank you, Dr. Rancher, for your comments. Thank you, Neela, for your comments. Thank you, Billy, for your comments today. I appreciate you. If you found value in this conversation today, please share the video so that other women can gain some insights and benefit from the motivation in today's conversation. I'll be back next week, Thursday, with another safe space conversation. And next week, Thursday, I will be focusing on the conversation of how can you leverage 7 types of rest to boost your wellness at work as a woman leader. I hope to see you then. Hey, Iffy, thank you. Skills can't work alone without attitude. I agree. Thank you for your contribution. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.